Oh, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 3, Hibernian 2 and a half fought game at Ibrox, a game of two halves. Join myself back on the show. Oxchair is GB. All right, GB?
Very well, mate. I'm glad that positivity rubbed off in the team tonight, mate. Great comeback, and like you say, mate, a game of two halves tonight.
Yeah, some good and some bad. So even in the first half, there was some good stuff, but some we seen where the problems rise. I think Bridgman will be telling us about centre halves tomorrow night, you know, and with two midfield players playing at centre half, GB, it doesn't help, does it?
It doesn't, Oxen. As Bridgman says, you want a 6 foot killer in there, and he's a central defender, and we just didn't have that tonight, especially for that header with Porteous. There was nobody watching him. It was a free header for him, and again, it just kind of put the pressure on us right away. But again, good character to come back into the game. Twice, mate. Aye, that's it. Aye. So, which is something that we didn't see with the previous manager, mate. I would have said that would have been a 2-1 win to Hibs tonight if we didn't show the character that Michael Beale's expecting out of the team tonight. So, that's a big plus, mate. And like I says, we march on, mate.
Well, I'll be honest, I thought Hibs were appalling in the second half. I thought we played okay, but I'm not going to get carried away. I thought there was some good stuff. I thought on the left-hand side in the second half, Devine and Kent and Kamara joined up well. One complaint about Ryan in the second half, mate, I thought he'd done some lovely stuff. See, when he's gone at people, just take that extra step and get in that box, mate, where it's just so hard that they tackle you, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a small criticism, just something. Well, no, an observation, if I'm being fair, GB, yeah.
Mate, bang on. I've written it in my wee notepad as I was watching the game. With Ken, again, showing flashes of that player that we all know and love. Just the way he was driving forward. But like you said, just that sometimes just he just lost the ball at the final bit where he's needing to get past them. And then it's a breakaway for Hibs, isn't it? They all break right up the park. And again, it causes mayhem sometimes, whereas you're just wanting them to make that killer pass or to get by the player. But again, it's nice to see him back in the position we all love, mate, because in that wing, he definitely didn't have the same impact as he had tonight, mate. Aye,
there's nothing wrong with him going to the wing, mate. But if you're just constantly there and people know what you're going to do, you're easier to defend against if you mix it up. Simply, Gary, if I'm playing against you and I just go to the left all the time, you know what I'm going to do. You get a handle on it. If I go right, left, well, you've got to think, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. I mean, for a period of the game, I think in the first half, the Fashion was playing as the main centre forward in the middle, mate. And so I think that's a good thing that we're a front three. In the next game, they did interchange a lot, especially Kent as well, and they did work hard at the back, mate, as well. He came back a lot of time, and especially I think there was a time in the second half he was right back at the defence. If you know what I mean, he was helping Jack get out the box and stuff like that. So again, hard working performance for him, mate, and a good platform for him to build on, especially Kent, with the way his confidence has been, mate.
All right, a big shout out to the North American Rangers Supporters Association. Thanks, and thanks for all your support to the Rangers causes, and thanks to all your support to the Rangers team. Right, listen, it was important we got the victory, and obviously at half time people would be saying, "Oh, here we go again." It was like the same movie we've seen before. We started the second half. We'll talk about the goal we lost. Corner kick, we gave the ball away cheap with midfield. They get a corner kick. A free header. A combination of a lot of things there. I need to see it again. I've seen it a couple of times. I don't know if that close to the goalie should he be coming for it. There's an argument for it, but I'll need to see it again. He gets a free header. I think Lundstrom, he just brushes Lundstrom aside. Tillman, who's in there to do a job, doesn't jump. There's a load of errors in there, mate, yeah?
Yeah, mate. That's been the big debate so far. For what we've seen in the socials, mate, is Lundstrom. He loses Lundstrom. Porteous loses Lundstrom, and Tillman's just standing there while the boy puts the ball in the back of the net. But again, you've got to wonder, should the keeper just be coming for it as well, since it's a basically the boys ran into the box for the header, so there's somebody got to be there to clear that for us.
We discussed before the show, mate, our lack of height and our whole team, mate.
I think a certain panellist did touch on that, mate. Like Ox, like you says, mate, it's two really midfielders we've got as our two centre defenders. It's where what I would say is that in the second half they improved probably by at least 60% because
the whole team improved. So we goes 1-0 and we huffed and puffed, and then we gets the break of the ball, get it back, and it moves across into Kent. I'm waiting for him to drive on. He moves the ball to Sakala. He has a good effort right through the boy's leg, and he's in the far corner, one each. Yeah, and you're thinking, oh, here we go. You've just sat down in your seat, and the ball's in the net again, GB.
I know, it was only about 3 or 4 passes. A bit of luck with the deflection, but let's be fair, the boy Nisbet did put it away well, and it kind of highlights why that a couple of seasons ago that we were probably looking at that boy. But end of the day, again, defensive errors, isn't it? Ox, you've got guys, you're asking guys to do a job that they're not overly used to.
Well,
Sands.
I don't know if we can blame the centre halves when you look at it, mate. When you first seen it, you thought, oh, Sands has made a piggy's ear of this. But when Tavernier played it through, their boy played it up. Sands was getting it. He was in the right position. He was going to clear it. He was doing it, and Tillman hooked it blindly, and that deflection took it away from Sands. And in between him and Lundstrom, and it fell kindly for the boy Nisbet.
Mm-hmm. It did. Again, he's a clinical striker, mate, and so he's got to take that opportunity.
Good finisher. Mm-hmm. So we huffed and puffed, and they had a couple of opportunities as well in the first half. And at half time, I'll be honest with you. I'll be really honest with you, GB. I'd have brought Ben Davis on. Then I would have done, because when they were putting the ball up long, they were winning every header flick on, and it was occasionally causing us problems just when they got the chance to break away. But ultimately, Michael Beale got it right, because we started the second half calm, we moved it side to side, we started making chances, and then for a corner kick, Tillman rises, he did it down, and Ryan Jack's in there to put it in the net, mate.
Yep, both desire from Tillman and Jack to put it away. Jack wasn't pulling out of the challenge to put the ball in the back of the net. Ox, like you say, positive second half start. Sorry, we controlled it that much that you could see the spaces starting to appear, the gaps and stuff like that. And
they were awful, and they ran out of steam. I don't think their manager will be long behind Gio, mate. I think that's 7 out of 8 games he's lost, and he's got quite a big mouth in the press, yeah. So, anyway, so we get the equaliser, and you're thinking, right, let's go and see what it takes us. And we get the third. Again, Tillman gets the ball down there, nice feet, puts on a point for Morelos, bang, 3-2.
He done really well, didn't he, Ox? Tillman, he's stumbling, and he still was able to get his head up to have a look, and the boy has got great feet, hasn't he? And he played that pass to Morelos, and Morelos does what Morelos does. He bangs it in the back of the net. Morelos tonight had a couple of chances near the end of the first half. He had a chance, and again, the night he obviously got his goal, and glimpses is there again. Just match sharpness wasn't there. But again, it's all about them. It's all about the individual. But again, for Tillman, top marks, Sox. The desire was there to get us the goal, wasn't it?
I got the goal, 3-2. And then, I'll be honest with you, I think we should have went on and scored maybe more goals. With opportunities, we never took them. We never took the final ball, but we played well and controlled the game and just seen it out. I'd like you to have got the fourth goal just so we could all relax, but whenever we seen it out 3-2, and ultimately a good result, mate.
It is, mate. It's good for the manager. It's good for the team. It means that the team can grow in confidence as well with the way the tactics are. It did remind me of kind of a cheap version of the early days of Klopp with Liverpool. Ox. It was one of the games where it's like we'll not care about the back door, but we'll just score hundreds of goals and still win the game. But really, I can't wait for say Goldson. Ben Davis was a strange one. Like, if he's on the bench, then he's surely somewhat fit. And I'm like you, I would have liked to have seen him a bit sooner, Ox, just to kind of shore up that defence a bit for us.
No, the way the second half went, I don't know if they brought him on at all, but at half time I was thinking I would take maybe Lundstrom off, if I'm being honest, and have Sands on the right and Davis on the left. Yeah, I might have done that. But anyway, well, if it's all right with you, we'll get these phone lines opened, yeah?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear for the Bears, mate.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from
you. Whatever Michael Beale said at half time, mate, it worked.
It did. Like I say, they became more organised at the back, Hawks. I felt the defence did look a wee bit more comfortable. You mentioned it, the first half, there was big gaps. Hibs did have chances there to possibly make it at least free. You know what I mean? But again, that's all about character, isn't it? It shows the desire of the team that they don't want to lose the game, Hawks. And credit where credit's due. We wanted a win the night. For the novice watching the game the night. I mean, 5 goals in total. Tillman again involved in everything. Basically, he was involved in the kind of the 2 goals for Hibs, and then obviously 2 the other side of the second half for us as well with 2 assists. So, and an assist for Kent as well, which was growing confidence for him.
All right, we've been joined by Jim for Paisley. All right, Jim.
All right, guys. Nice to speak to you all again.
Aye, good, mate. How's yourself?
I'm brand new. Cool. I've actually phoned in, not to talk about myself. Is it more or less to speak about the Rangers game tonight?
All right, you carry on, Jim.
Well, first of all, I thought it was same old. I see if I'd been in charge tonight, Ox. Ryan Jack wouldn't have been on the park to score that second goal.
Say that again, Jim. I missed that, mate.
Oh, sorry. But what I'm trying to say is, if I'd been in charge of anything to do with Rangers Football Club this evening, Ryan Jack wouldn't have been on the pitch to score the second goal.
It wasn't great in the first half, mate. No, it wasn't.
As far as I'm concerned, Oxshire, he'd been hooked 20 to 25 minutes in. Bring Ben Davis on, move Lundstrom up one. I don't think we've been such problems that we found ourselves in the first half. We could have went in there 3 or 4-1 doing at half time, Oxshire.
There's the centre halves one. It didn't work. They were losing most. They might have lost every ball in the air, mate. It was played up, mate. Hibs never went forward that often, but when they did, with the high ball and the flick on, they caused us problems. You're right, Jim.
I was wondering why he played that central defensive partnership. If Ben Davis is not fit, why you put him on the bench? Because all the Bears, I bet you every single Bear in that stadium tonight was wondering why Ben Davis didn't come on at least at half time.
The only thing sometimes is, and I'll go to GB with this, sometimes with the modern football, with the 5 substitutes, they actually put people on the bench that aren't as fit as we would say they were back in the day, GB.
Aye, Ox, it's sometimes just to have experience in around the squad, they call it, isn't it? It's Jim, I mean, I agree with you, mate. If he's in the squad, then you'd want him in that defence. The way it was looking towards the end of that first half, we were very open and very shaky. That was Lundstrom's favoured position. Sands and him didn't have a good understanding. But where I'll give them credit is, I mean, they came out in the second half and they did play a lot better together. And a lot of people have been saying about, obviously, like, say, Tillman would have been hooked and all, but it just shows you as the game goes on, that boy was able to pop up with a couple of assists that eventually did go on to win us a game. And it's the same with Jack. Hard working performance, wasn't the best, but again, he gets us a goal, mate. So there's a lot going on in the team.
GB, but we're not getting fed up with this. Losing the first goal.
There's not much we can do now, Jim, because the squad's decimated, mate. I mean, we're trying to piece together a team to go out there and win a game, and when you've got a defence that is as weak as that, mate, then you're up against it for the get-go. You mean, and let's be honest, mate, we went 2 goals behind. We went behind twice and we had to come back and win the game. So
your points about the defending, Jim, in the first half, I don't think anybody will disagree with them. But in the second half, all the players pretty much strolled it, mate. Yeah.
But look at this way. Hibernian came to Ibrox this evening, no expecting to win that game. I'm convinced of that. Right? They haven't won a game. I don't think they've lost 6 out of 7 or 5 out of 6 or something.
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Well, after the night's performance, they didn't come here. They didn't come here expect to win the night. They didn't expect that. And they're like that. Here we're 2-1 up here. No, it could have been 3. As I said earlier, what I was saying earlier on, it could have been 3 or 4. Now that's disappointing to me. Now, to me, if you're sitting in the bench, if you're the manager, can you not see the problems we got in that central defence? Can you not see that after 20, 25 minutes? There's nothing to be ashamed of changing your mind and say, listen, I better get somebody else on here. I made a mistake in my line-up. Which you did do. It's the way you're saying, the second half was great.
When they say it was great, it was a lot better. And obviously you get the 2 goals and you don't concede any. Yeah?
I know, but they were trying hard on it where they had.
I'll be honest, I said it earlier on, GB, I thought they were poor. After an hour, I'll be honest, I'll say it again, I thought they were awful, GB.
I exerted all their energy, Ox. That's because they were going full pelt at us and they're not used to that, you mean? And that's maybe where we've improved as a team these 2 weeks with Michael Beale, that there is a relentless attitude to keep going and trying to get the goal. Like I said, Jim, mate, I totally agree with the defence. It needs to get sorted out. But I think once we do get that sorted out, mate, we had glimpses tonight of what Michael Beale's trying to do with the team, and we just have to persevere, mate. Honestly, as soon as we get some more players back, more quality players, you will start to see a more dominant performance, mate. But unfortunately, the night, it was just, it's the guy's first game, and it's a makeshift defence. There's been top players pulled out of injury last minute, Cholak, for instance, and then we're putting Fashion and Morelos up front who have been pretty rusty, you mean? And it's for me, the way we've came back, we would have lost that game with Gio, but we've came back the night and won 3-2 against a determined Hibs side, let's face it.
But did you know panic a wee bit? I know I did when they made the substitutes the last 10 minutes. I said, here we go, because we're guilty of losing goals near the very end of the game, and you start changing I said, here we go again. About any minute, I would say to myself, this is going to be 3 each, because it's changed others. It broke Scotty on, Scott Wright on. They changed it the last 10 minutes. I said, oh my God, it's got to take them 2 or 3 minutes to get into the game.
But ultimately, he got it right.
Well, that's right. Yeah, but at the same time, I know. Okay, then I'm still going to moan. It doesn't matter what the score is. I'm still going to moan about that. I thought it was a poor performance. I didn't think we played well, especially in the first half. We've all agreed with that. Nobody's going to argue with me there. First half is garbage.
The first half, there was times going forward. We done all right. But we got the goal. It was all right. But we looked at 6s and 7s at times down the middle of a park for a long ball, and that's something we shouldn't be.
No. At the same time, I'm going to go in with my Ryan Kent carry on again. I'm going to go into him again tonight. I thought Big Divine was a smashing game tonight for a young boy playing that position. I don't think
I wouldn't have took him off, mate, if I'm being honest.
I wouldn't. Yeah, me either. And I don't think Kent used him enough. He still wanted to go inside. Big man was running to outside. He's a good passer. He's a good left foot with a mock jet. We've seen that tonight. The
boy put in a couple of crosses with his right foot, mate. He'll be better. He's got some engine on him. I don't know what you thought, GB. I don't know what you thought, GB. And then back to you, Jim.
With the high pressured game, Ox, he done fantastic tonight, and I think he even heard that was it Rangers that gave him man of the match. I heard the kind of announcement, but it didn't surprise me. The boy worked hard all night, like you say, a couple of nice crosses, especially when he's supposedly weak and fit. Again, he's new to that position. The players are no players run about him. We're talking about Kent. No use to him being in the squad. So it's we're keep putting patches on different bits of the team now, and like I says, we're just wanting these proper players back in these positions. And I think, honestly, like I says, overall the night, we scored 3 goals. We came back for being 2 down, behind twice. And like I says, there's glimpses there to be hopeful for. Like I says, when I was watching Gio's team, there was just no hunger, no desire, no nothing. I was watching Tillman running in that box to set up Morelos tonight, and Tillman was constantly trying to get the ball across to Morelos, and eventually he did, just with looking up. You know what I mean? He could have easily fell down and tried to claim for a penalty, but he didn't. He stayed his feet, made the pass, and he got us that vital third goal.
Jim?
Well, JB's right. JB is right. I kind of agree with what JB says, but it's just so frustrating to me watching that, especially that first half. You wonder, is this the best we've got for a team that's hardly won a game all season? You know, they were going to pitch already on Tuesday. You know they're going to be up for a big time as well. So I just wonder if we're going to have any more fit players for Tuesday night.
Well, you'd like to think that Ben Davis is now back. He's got 4 days, mate. He's got 4 days to get fit. I know it was only a couple of minutes, but he's still got on the pitch. So you'd like to think he'll be closer by Tuesday, maybe get a chance of starting. We know that Connor Golson's been training. Whether he's fit enough to throw in, we don't know. But I thought he might have been involved tonight at some point. I think one of them could start, and then hopefully that will start improving my team. And what we will see, what we've seen tonight, Jim,
you'll probably find Connor Golson on the bench on Tuesday night, and he'll get the last 5 minutes or something. That's the way it seems to work, doesn't it?
I don't know. Golson's a different animal, mate. I think if he appears, he'll play, mate. I think that's the kind of character he is. Rightly or wrongly, but I suppose it depends. The manager picks the team, no Connor Golson. But what I will say is the left back spot, we were worried. The boy Yilmaz is injured. Ben Davis, Barisic is away in the World Cup, GB, and lo and behold, the young boy Divine, if he has to play again on Tuesday, I don't see, hopefully, if he keeps up his good run of form.
Well, that's right. He wasn't the one to blame for any of the Hibs goals tonight, Ox. I mean, it was, I know it's a team performance and all the rest of it, but like you would think with the boy being a bit of a novice in that squad tonight that he would be the one to be targeted more. But, he had a fantastic game, and like I say, he'll be building his understanding of the players running about him as well, because like I say, he's just new in the door to the first team. So, again, if we go into a game next week, he's had a game against Bayer Leverkusen. He's had a hard game against Hibs tonight. So he's building experience all the time. So going into Aberdeen, I'm sure, like I say, if the boy's been able to handle these couple of games, then he'll be hungry to keep this performance up, because he knows that that's what he's wanted in life. He's wanted to be playing for Rangers, week in, week out. And if Michael Beale's giving him that chance, and he's not putting a fit Ryan, then it's his shot to lose now, mate.
Aye, ended up having 71% possession, 9 shots in target, and I think Hibs had 5, and I would say that they were on the first half, if I'm being honest, Jim.
Aye, you're right there, aye. It's just a thing with we were talking about you and GB there. I think Divine playing on Tuesday night. I've not got a problem with that. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. No, but he's going to prove himself. We've had full backs and left backs and centre halves that's worked their way into the team, and this is what he's doing just now. It's had a few games, and we know he's played for the B team all over the place. He trains with the Rangers first team every day. So I've no problem. And he didn't disgrace himself tonight. In fact, I think GB said he might have been made man of the match with Rangers, but fantastic. Good for him. Keep it going.
Aye. The boy looks as if he's got a future in the game. I'm not going to say he's going to play 500 games with us, because it's too early to predict that. But he's got a future in the game, the boy.
GB said in Oxford there was nothing we weren't in trouble doing his side. You know, we had problems through the middle and doing the right side. When Tavernier couldn't pass his water the night, I don't know where he was playing it. Okay, when the second half, okay, we all know. I'm going to say, okay, the last 15 minutes or into the 50th, 60th minute, when you started playing better. But that first hour, this is what annoys me, Yorkshire. You know, it's just, you sit here and you watch and you think, my neighbours must be like, he must be watching the game because they hear me shouting and swearing. You know.
We make it hard work for ourselves, don't we, Jim? We make it hard work. It's but I suppose that's the love of the Rangers, isn't it? And by the way, it was a good test for the team in that sense, because it did test their character. A lot of people have been asking the team, is this team all in? Does this team want to play for Rangers and all the rest of it?
Can't fault their effort tonight, GB. You can't fault their effort. No, we can maybe have a go at the quality in the first half, but I don't think we can fault their effort. Anyway, we've also been joined by Mark. Evening, Mark.
All right, what's you doing, mate?
All right, mate. Where are you?
Do you hear me?
We can hear you. Where are you? You outside?
No.
All right. Sorry, I just... all right. What's on your mind, mate?
She's only going to like this, I don't think, but usual me, I don't like Morelos. I scored the winner the night. A tap-in. His record is just not good enough, and I'm worried that he's going to get a new contract and that Part2 him for another 3 years or what.
Well, mate, you're right about Morelos' numbers in the last 18 months. Like Kent's, they've not been anywhere good enough, mate. If you just look at his numbers, his goals, you can't argue with that. You're right, yeah.
You can't argue with both of them. Kent's a winger, so he's different. Obviously, he needs to score more.
What did
he got 13 goals in the 55 season, Kent. So how many years has Kent been here permanently? Is it about three years permanently?
This will be the end of his fourth season, mate.
Fourth season, so 3 permanently, and that one on loan in the first one.
Aye.
So I like Kent. I think I can see Kent, but Morelos is not for me.
You've made that point before, and I think a lot of us fell out of love with Alfie because you get a fiver, but his attitude, particularly the last game we played, the league game at St Mirren. But what I will say is sometimes you're only as good as your last game, and you got the winner.
So again, Ox missed you, didn't we?
Well, I think you're not alone in falling out of love with Alfie because of sometimes his petulance, and we were annoyed with him, particularly the last game against Hibs and then his performance at St Mirren, our last league game. But there's an argument you're only as good as your last game, and it's only a tap-in, but you got the winner.
I know you got the winner. Fair enough. It's a contract situation. If you're going to pay the grand $35,000 a week to score you 14 SPL goals, or you get 14, you get 18, you get 12, you get 12. I think he's got 4 now this season. It's absolutely ridiculous how many league goals he's scored since he's joined us. It's just not worth the wage. He's got great link-up play. He can haunt the ball. He's a big boy. But we need better. I don't want to make it all about Morelos, so that's me. Sands the defence tonight.
Aye, the first half, poor, mate. But second half, they strolled it, yeah?
Aye.
We can't criticise him for the second half, mate. McGregor could have sat in with the Union Bears, couldn't he?
Aye, he was comfortable in the second half.
In the first half, mate, I mean, it looked as if it was 2 midfielders playing at centre back, if I'm being honest, Mark, yeah?
Aye, that's what it was, wasn't it?
Aye, that's what it looked like, yeah. You know, at times they looked quite comfortable on the ball, but as soon as they were up against players or the ball came up high, they were struggling. GB, then we'll go back to Mark.
So obviously, the manager's had to roll the dice on this tonight. I mean, he's no purposely wanting to start Lundstrom and Sands in defence, but I mean, whatever has happened to King and Golson's clearly not been fit and ready for this game. Ben Davies has probably been maybe sitting about 70-80% or something like that. So again, for what you pick up in interviews, Michael Beale's saying that he wants the best version of the player on the park when they're starting. So he's not wanted to risk him. Probably like Jim's touched on the game with Thurday next week. I mean, that's got to be a hard physical game. So he's probably wanting his best ready for that game. But he did roll the dice tonight. The first half was, I mean, fingers in the mouth kind of thing, biting the nails and just hoping that they start to get an understanding and shore up the defence a bit. But again, they had a talking to at half time. You can tell that, and there was a bit of more understanding of not letting players run after them and not get caught out at the back and stuff like that. And probably McGregor's had a few words to say to them as well. But it is what it is. Now, like I say, we're patching up bits and bobs of the team. Devine's showing that he's grasping his opportunity. And like I say, the players running about that defence now are a bit shaky, and that's just purely because it's not their natural position. Once we start getting our boys back and we get a solid defence, I'm sure you will start to see a more enjoyable performance for the first half to the second half.
Mark?
I agree with what's been said this there. I like Devine.
Boy, it looks as if he's got some injury on him, Mark.
I like him, yeah.
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him playing his natural side to see what his right foot is for crossing the ball instead of his setting foot, you know. But he still managed to put in a good couple of crosses with his left foot. I don't think he lost a tackle, you know. So fair play to him. Anyway, we've also been joined by Big Al. Evening, big man.
Sorry, boys. Let me put my headphones on.
All right, mate. All right. Get your makeup done and all.
I thought you weren't calling me back.
You all right?
I am brand new, man. Couldn't be better.
Good. What's on your mind?
1 second. You hear me?
Aye, I can hear you fine.
Aye, that's better. Look, I'm much the same as Jim there. I mean, Jim kind of verbatim and Mark share his concerns as well. It was much of the muchness, but I do appreciate the managers just had to shuffle the deck.
Aye, he's nothing changed. Personally, you know.
You know what I mean? But I mean, there's been rumours and conjecture over the past few weeks to building a team around Kamara. So you can't do that. And it was a great win for us actually, because I thought, oh, here we go. But a couple of times the camera pings to the manager. I watched it on Rangers TV. He was standing that sideline. He looked void of hanging, and then after the game, you see him walking across the park, and he kind of winks to somebody. I mean, he got out of jail, I think. Morelos turns up, it's a winner. You know what I mean? So I can't disagree with that. But I still think January there needs to be major changes.
Well, I think the good thing that Michael Beale said, and maybe that's not the place to talk about it because it's after match. He said that he doesn't want to bring in fillers out.
No, I know, but we've heard all that before, man. And buying non-fillers is going to cost us a bit of cash, like.
Aye, well, that's it, mate.
So hopefully the board back him, like, because I mean he talks a good game, and I wish him all well, but I think he's going to find it very difficult. Because there's a lot of expectation, and I think with some of his interviews and a few of the comments that he's passed himself, he's put quite a bit of pressure on himself. Maybe the boy can handle it, maybe he's uber confident, and I like that. I do like that in people, but I just don't see he's got a full toolbox. Certainly not at the moment, like, yeah.
No, some of his big tools are missing because we've no centre backs, mate.
Aye, we've no centre backs. So, look, I will say that I thought the young boy Devine had a good game. I thought he kind of stuck to his right foot and there was an overlap. But then when he started pinging it in with his left foot, he looked really confident, the young boy. So I think that was tactics. Because I think during the week as well, they says, look, get him on the right footed on the left wing, and he can cut inside. I was hoping he was going to try and do it, but he just kept going down the wing. So that's obviously the manager's told him to do that, and I think he handled himself really well. So I look forward to things coming, but I do the board and what have you. They have to really give him the tools. They have to upgrade that toolbox.
There's got to be
there's a lot of movement needed, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not going to all be done instantly, mate. Yeah, but you've got to see progression and improvement.
Definitely. But when you say it's not going to be done instantly, is he going to challenge for the league? Because it isn't over to the fat lady sings.
No, I mean,
sorry to all the fat ladies out there, but you know what I'm saying. You can't then say, like, we'll make a kind of challenge, because that's what he's been alluding to in his comments, and then no back him, and then are we just treading water to the summertime? And then, look, I mean, we need to trust in this Ross Wilson again. You know what I mean? So,
well, for me, you win the next 2 games, mate. Then you've got another one, another couple, and then you play them, mate. And you're hopefully by the time you played them, you've won all your games.
Back, aye. Yeah, oh, definitely.
That's but that's always going to be my aim. GB.
I know. I mean, share the concerns. All the guys tonight. Like I says, I don't think we can just paper like cracks. I mean, we can't just forget about some of the performances certain players have put in, especially like say Morelos and all the rest of it. And I don't think Michael Beale's the type of guy that will forget that either. He'll, like I says in the pre-match show, that he'll use these guys for the purpose of winning games. And come January, if they're no showing it or no showing intent that they want to get a new contract after Rangers, I mean, if Alfie starts going on a goal scoring spree and shows signs that he wants to stay, then of course we'll probably offer him a contract and he might want to stay. But if he still kind of limps by and it's kind of half-hearted performances, then, I mean, Michael Beale, I don't think he'll look at it and see that that's a wage that he can reinvest in the team. So, the concerns they're there.
See what you're saying there. That's great. But I think they guys just showed you the character that they've got. They threw their tools down with the last manager. So I don't think you can really come back for that. They can play well for 6 months, get a contract, and then play again. You know what I mean? They showed their mentality. What players would you offer a new contract in that now that's needing a contract?
In that squad, you talking about Morelos and Kent? I'm
talking about anybody. Anybody, who would you? It was on the field tonight. Are you giving Ryan Jack a new contract? Are you giving Kamara a new contract?
Well, he's got a lengthy one, mate. You know, Ryan Jack for me would need to play for new to the end of the season, mate, and play well. Yeah.
But that's not going to happen, mate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would need. But listen, get yourself a mute, big man. We're just going.
I need to go anyway, but I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. All right.
Cheers,
and
mate.
A happy New Year.
I'm sure we might speak to you before then, eh?
Oh no, I'll fly back up to site. I'm on a Christmas shift.
Oh, are you, mate? All right.
I'm in the middle of that desert, man.
You have
wonderful.
I
know. I used to. Everybody, all the boys, Big Jimmy. I've not heard from you. Rudy Bear. I was thinking about Rudy Bear the other day. There.
Loved him.
Have a good Christmas and a New Year, and I'll keep in touch as best I can. All right. Thanks for taking my call.
Take care, Al. Cheers.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Cheers. We're going to hear quickly for the gaffer then, if that's all right with you, GB and Jim.
Brilliant.
Let's hear from Michael Beale.
Michael, 3 points this evening. Just give me your reflections on that game.
A bit of a mixed bag. Just delighted with the 3 points in the end. There's been a lot going on at the football club in the last 5 or 6 weeks, and that's not easy just to expect everything to go perfect in the first game. But I was delighted. I thought we played well second half, and we turned the game around, which was fantastic in terms of mentality and character of the group.
Yeah, and that character that you touched on there, how pleasing was it to see that reaction from the players?
Yeah, really pleasing. I thought they really took on board the information I gave them second half, and we dominated the second half. And obviously we had big chances to go and increase the lead as well. But I'm delighted. There's a goal off a set play, which was we asked them to even up after the poor first goal, and then it's an excellent goal, the winner. And I'm delighted for Alfredo. And I'm just delighted for everybody involved with the club, the fans, all the staff and the players as well. It's been a tough few weeks. We know we've got to improve.
And you touch on that winning goal there. It was some great build-up play, like you said, and obviously for Alfredo to score that winner too. Yeah,
Mallet breaking out of midfield, lovely pass from Tav, good feet, incredible balance to stay on his feet as well. And as I say, if Alfredo's in the right position and we give him chances, we know he'll score. So that's a real positive night for Alfredo as well.
And as a first competitive match in charge for yourself, I'm sure there's plenty to build on from there moving forward.
There's a lot of work to do. I think that's what I learned tonight. But no, look, we had some players playing out of position. We lost Leon King this morning to illness. We lost Antonio right at the end of training yesterday. Connor Golson's done 2 sessions. Ben Davis has done 3. It's important that I don't rush them too early. It's great to have them back. But, young Adam Devine's had to come in tonight because Borna Barisic's playing in the World Cup semi-final, which is fantastic for him. And then it gives Adam an opportunity. And I thought Adam was fantastic this evening. For a young boy coming in like that, not played much this season, I'm absolutely delighted. So opportunity comes to others. But I think when everyone's fit and available, you're going to see stronger performances. I know I've got a lot of work to do.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
For being honest, GB, he's pretty much saying the same as what we said.
His ears must be burning listening to us, mate. But no, it's good. In a way, Ox, it's good that our manager is saying the exact same things, because sometimes we can think we're maybe being overcritical or probably picking on one certain player but just because of the full season he's had or whatever. But I mean, for that interview, that he's kind of praising Alfie a lot. So is he trying to get Alfie back inside and stuff like that? That's a concern for me, Ox. But overall, it is about the team. It's about winning games, and like you say, we just need to keep winning, keep building confidence, and then I'm sure Michael Beale, like I says, he'll assess it and he'll do the right thing for what's best for the squad wise, because he's saying there's a lot of work to do, a lot of hard work to do. So if he's going to be able to do this hard work and build a team, then he's going to need cash and he's going to need commitment for the players.
Aye. We're on a rebuilding episode that can happen, and sometimes people come out the woodwork. Might be the young boy Divine that maybe comes in, and we thought that it would be Lowry and King that was going to be the first team players, and all of a sudden it could be the boy Divine, Jim, eh? No, I lost Jim. GB.
Aye, Ox, I mean, as he says, Michael Beale says that opportunity comes to others, which is a great saying, because it does. I mean, we've seen it with Patterson for a period of time when Tav was out. Patterson came in and had a great spell as well, and was showing great promise on that side. So, I mean, Divine just has to keep doing what he's doing. Us as fans don't need to get too ahead of ourselves. Just remember that he's still probably learning and still understanding how different players play and stuff like that. And like I say, if that's the kind of talent that we're starting to produce, then hopefully, like say, Lowry and McCann will starting to push the players in that midfield, because I certainly think there's still chances there for these young players to push other players out the squad, Ox. But they really need to grasp it, because time is ticking. Michael Beale will no stand still. He'll look to improve that squad as quick as possible, and like I say, when all these other injured players come back, then there's got to be a lot of competition for places.
That's what you want, but mate, eh?
Oh, 100%, Ox. I mean, it's the only way your squad improves, and there's a hunger there that you've got that guy sitting on the bench raging because he's not started the game. I mean, nobody likes to sit on the bench for 90 minutes. So, like I says, the competition, as we've stated about that left back, could be interesting. I mean, you've got Divine now in amongst that mix. Folk were touting that Ben Davies could have played at left back, and you've got Ridvan, you've got Borna. I mean, so that side of the pitch is looking pretty healthy, Ox.
And the other thing about young Divine, mate, is all of a sudden, if you think he's good at left back, you might be even better at right back.
Mm-hmm. Aye. I mean, again, Tav on his toes as well. I mean, Tav's, I would say, has probably been lucky in the sense that there's nobody really came in and properly challenged him. Patterson to a certain extent, but as soon as Tav was fit again, Tav was back in, obviously clearly because he's a captain and stuff like that. But there is times when Tav probably does need a wee kind of smack across the bows a wee bit to kind of just keep him in check, because if the performances doesn't keep up, then you've got a young, pacey right back waiting to take your place. So it can only be good for the squad, and like I say, that competition for places will hopefully build a mentality of winning, Hawks, because that's what we want at the end of the day. We want trophies, we want matches won easily, and we want to see the talent come through. But again, if it's not good enough, then they need to move on, mate. I didn't think Big Al did make a good point about the contract situation, like who would you give a contract to in the squad right now and stuff like that. And again, that the doors are still opening that into Ox, because as much as the Knights a win, it didn't, like Alfie overnight for me is not got to get that contract that he's craving for. He's got to do a lot more to eventually get that contract at the end of the season for me.
Listen, you got the goal. I'm pleased for him. I'll be back in love with Alfie. We're now talking. Yeah, GB.
Aye, Oxford, and again, we can.
Things are still frosty.
Aye, I don't think we've got a dislike for the boy. I mean, at the end of the day, but what we want, I think, Ox, is what we're alluding to, is that we want value for money, right? If it, like you says, if I came to you and says I wanted 50 grand a week, you'd be like that to me. Well, Gary, I want, for that 50 grand a week, I want X, Y, and Z every year. You know what I mean? So we've got to tread lightly with the finances. We've seen the night that a Hibs team, probably on a very, very small budget, Ox, can match us to a certain extent, right? And that's the worry, isn't it? You're spending millions, and yet a team still in the Scottish SPFL can come and give you a game.
It's always happened when we had great players, so-called Rangers legends. You know, you go back to the team that went to Manchester. You go back to the team that won 9 in a row. You go back to the team in the 70s. You go back to the great team in the 60s. They still get a challenge for some of the teams under less budget. Scottish football. I think Hibs did give us a challenge for half an hour, and they gave us problems maybe a bit longer, maybe just up to half time. But the second half, if it was in a boxing match, they'd been stopped, and we played reasonably well. We moved the ball quick. Kamara, Devine and Kent got involved doing that side. Tav kept pushing doing that side. We were pushing them all ways, so we played reasonably well the second half. It's goals that change the game. If we'd got the fourth goal there, he's would have done more, and we'd have basically went on and maybe get 5 or 6 GB. Yeah.
Yep. It's all about the win, Ox, at the end of the day, because there's been times where we've, like you say there, we've had great squads, and they've probably won by the odd goal. You mean, and probably people didn't blink an eyelid. You mean, so like I says, the night we probably were a wee bit more critical because we're like, oh no, there's 2 goals against us and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Michael Beale's went out and done the job that we want, winning games and still challenging in the league. So let's march on to the next game, mate, and hopefully, like I says, the improvements just keep coming.
Here, mate. Well, we've reached that time of the evening, mate. Last word for your good self.
Just thanks for having us on, Ox. It's been a good show. I mean, great cause, and like I says, it's good to hear that the fans have kind of got the same thoughts as us as well. But at the end of the day, well done to Michael Beale tonight. A kind of pressured game. It's always that first game for him that you want to get early line, and he done it. We trusted in his philosophy, and it's seen him through for a 3-2 win tonight. So congratulations, Rangers. We match on to the next game.
All right. Can I thank your good self, GB? Of course, Big Alfie Australia. Good to hear for the big one, and I hope him and his family have a great Christmas and a prosperous and happy New Year. Thanks to Jim for Paisley and Mark for joining us. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. And I think we're getting to discuss, and maybe some new contracts, and one that shocked us. Take it away. Old School Blue.
Rangers, the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the bouncy all over the world. We had our troubles, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the Bears, we stood strong. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Lucia Vibrox for Lancer 3. Follow, follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the bouncy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians, but 3 goals to 2. Still celebrating, doing the bouncy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers, we're back where we belong. Blue sea of Ibrox, and we're still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world.